Right here to my left. Oh, I'm sorry, I give you the microphone, don't I?
Dan Tortora, Broadcast Media. Just, first and foremost, looking at Miami and this season, what you took away from the spring and how you kind of define this team moving forward.
Right now, the culture of our team is tremendous. Guys are just competing, dominating. Everything we do at the best of our ability. And for me, being a leader, everything I do my teammates' heart. So just the culture has changed right now in Miami. We want to get back to just winning and focus on what's most important.
Next question for Raphael. Raphael, I'll ask it from here. It seems like that your sophomore year and your junior year, you really started to come into your own each year. So as you roll into this season, what's the expectation for yourself?
Being that leader, being that vocal leader, making sure guys understand what we have to do in order to be successful. This offseason, I've really practiced my leadership on and off the field, being more vocal, being more the guy in the huddle to command the huddle, and on the field-wise, just making all the calls, checks, making sure everybody's in place.
In the back to my left, up top.
Lane Hurts, Seminoles.com. From Miami's perspective, what does the Florida State-Miami rivalry mean to you guys?
Oh, it's one of the biggest rivalries in college football. So every year, Florida State is circled on our schedule, just like vice versa. So it's one of those games where you just lay everything on the line and hope for the best.
You talk about your leadership skills. Are you more of a vocal leader in the locker room or on the field?
I feel like it has to be both. Our locker room has changed tremendously because of the way myself, Brad, other guys on the team are leading. And on the field, anytime I see anything, I'm very vocal. Let guys know I see it, make sure I get the same back from them.
Right here.
Bob Holliday, WRL.com. Raphael, you guys played a perfect game, really, in vanquishing North Carolina. And then the season hit a wall, a string of losses. Following that, you lost a number of players to the NFL. How do you go from where you are now with a lot of new players to getting back to where you were, November 1st and before?
You mainly learn from those things that you didn't do well last year. You don't really sit here and harp on it because it's a new year. So what we did this year, we just came back and just get back into our own ways and start to establish a culture that just wants to win. Guys, it's not focused on themselves. Guys, focus on the team and what's best for the team.
Raphael, back into the left.
Raphael, Jim Connors from Time Warner Cable News in the Carolinas. Coach has come under fire a bit from the fan base and some alums. What are your feelings with what he's been through and how much pressure there might be to make this a good season for his sake?
I don't really read too much into that. To be honest with you, I don't really read too much in the media about coach this and that. I know what he does for us. I know he's a great guy for us. He's the perfect coach for us. Everything that he does, he has our best interests at heart, and we feel the same way for him.
Going through spring and summer conditionings, as you think about the team as a whole, and then start to think about the individual parts of the team, is there one unit that you think is going to stand out to make the whole team better? Are there one or two newcomers that come to mind that you say we really need to watch out for that?
I mean, newcomers off the top of my head right now would be Jaquan Johnson and Sheldrick Redwine, two defensive backs from Killian. And as a unit, I feel like the whole defensive unit is going to be dominant this year. As long as every guy does their job, you do your 111th, we should be great.
Right here in front.
Dan Tortora once again. Raphael, you just mentioned Sheldrick Redwine, and that's somebody that I obviously followed through recruiting, and just what you can say why he's a guy that you think people should pay attention to this season.
Redwine, he came in, and I can just tell by his work ethic. And we do 7-on-7, one-on-ones. He's always competing. He gets along with all the players. He seemed like he's been there for a while. Just his technique. I was just talking about him to Brad, how he feels about him. He feels the same way. So that's a guy that can come in and help us right off the bat.
At the end of the season, how do you mark success? How do you define success as you look back on it?
Coastal championship. That's our main goal right now. And we know if we win the Coastal, greater things will happen for us. So that's our focus right now, and that's what we're going to do.
Anything else for Raphael?